Hello everyone, today I will be 100%ing Hollow Knight in Steel Soul mode, which is basically a game mode, a lot like Hardcore Minecraft, where if I die, I lose some of my progress. I'm just a starting channel, so it would be really helpful if you could like and subscribe. It would really help me build a community and all. Anyways, so I make my way through King's Pass, destroying the wall, not picking Fury of the Fallen yet, I'll be picking that up much later, but entering Dirtmouth and falling down, quickly walking past Elderbud, who, he looks kind of sad. He's used to being ignored, so it won't be a very different form. But anyways, I drop down the well, entering the Forgotten Crossroads, which is the first area of this game, I think, after King's Pass. I managed to somehow kill 2 Aspids with 1 Stalactite, something that I've never done before, and Poto eventually to get my first Mass Shard extremely early. But anyways, after this, I go buy the stat station for 50 geo that I collected, and I trigger the fight with the False Knight, who is an extremely fat guy. Not the fat shame, but anyways, I defeat him and watch him explode. I also grab the City Crest and 200 geo before picking up the Vengeful Spirit, the first spell of this run. It's extremely useful as it allows me to kill the first Elder Balder, killing its little minions, and pick up my first charm, Soul Catcher, which gives me a little bit of extra soul whenever I hit. Anyways, I enter Green Path by killing the other Elder Balder, and I do the skip to reach Hornet's fight a lot earlier. I also defeat the Moss Knight with 3 Vengeful Spirits and 1 Nail Swipe, and I leave the Vengeful there so that it can kill Zote, because I don't want to have to deal with him. I buy the stat station, I fight Hornet, I defeat Hornet, and well, she jumps away. But I also pick up the Mothwing Cloak, commonly known as Dash. It will allow me to access new areas and go a lot faster. So I walk around, get bullied by the Dreamers, these 3 entities that I'm going to need to kill to reach the Hollow Knight and the Radiance much later. But anyways, after that confrontation, I bench warp to Ancestral Mound, and I enter the Fundal Waste where I'm greeted with a very friendly greeting, and kill these 2 mushroom guys, getting a Charm Notch. I head to the Mantis Village, flicking a lever, and getting Mantis Claw, or Wall Jump, as it's known. So anyways, just like Mothwing Cloak, this allows me to access new areas, one of them being the Mantis Lord's Arena. So I go, I challenge them, and I defeat them. So anyways, this fight isn't too tricky. I just need to fight these 3 mantises. But after defeating them, I can go collect some rewards, which are a Halamet Seal, some Geo, and a charm, Mark of Pride. I insert the City Crest into a statue of Hegemol, or also known as the True Knight, and I enter the City of Tears, where I get my first nail upgrade. So I defeat Norman, or the Soul Warrior, and getting a ton of geo, and I enter the Soul Sanctum, picking up Spell Twister, and entering the Soul Master's fight. So he slowly enters from the background, and eventually he'll appear in the fight, and the fight will start, which is when, well, after I defeat him, he'll start teleporting around and all, until I try to collect Descending Dive. Wait, no, Desolate Dive, and he'll come back. So the first death was actually just a fake. Anyways, I defeat him for real, collecting Desolate Dive, and this is my second spell. It's a downward spell, unlike Vengeful Spirit, which is horizontal. But after exiting the fight, I get the simple key. I get the City Storms stag, which is going to allow me to fast travel here whenever I want. And I head to Forgotten Crossroads, where I go fight Gruzmother, another boss. This boss is actually going to be extremely simple. Extremely easy to beat too, since I have a nail upgrade. But after defeating it, I realized that she's actually pregnant, and little Gruzzers are going to explode out of her stomach. So I go to Salubra, I buy Shaman Stone, a Charm Notch, I equip Charm Notch and Spell Twister, Shaman Stone and Spell Twister, before saving Sly and buying the Lumafly Lantern, as well as a Master Trauma. I'll be using Spell Twister and Shaman Stone for the rest of this playthrough, so they'll be quite crucial. Shaman Stone makes my spells stronger, and Spell Twisters makes it so that with a full circle of soul, I'm able to cast 4 spells instead of 3. I go to Grubfather, I collect a Mass Shard and some Geo, and I go defeat Brooding Moloch, another boss, collecting a 4th Mass Shard, which allows me to complete my first mask, bringing me up to 6 masks. Anyways, after that I entered the Crystal Peaks using Desolate Dive, and I soon go and do the skip to get a King's Idol, also known as 800 Geo, which is the currency in this game, by doing a skip. A rather simple one to do, but it's worth it anyways. I get the Shopkeeper's Key, which unlocks some more stuff at Sly's shop, and I get the Crystal Heart, Super Dash, the Crystal Dash, C Dash, people call it many things. Anyways, after that, I get Descending Dark, the upgrade to Desolate Dive. It's an extremely powerful upgrade to the spell, which will make it more bosses later in this run a lot easier to defeat. Anyways, after this, I again get bullied by the Dreamers, but first I learn a little bit about them. I think these are meant to be clues, but I've already figured it all out. Anyways, they appear around me, telling me to go no further and to give up and all. But anyways, they go around me and they put me into the stream. So I do a bit of platforming and I get the Dream Nail, an ability that will allow me to later kill them, and an ability that will let me fight some dream bosses later. So the first dream boss I fight is actually a Dream Warrior, Zero, it's pretty easy to beat. After defeating him, I get some essence. Another kind of mechanic in this game, after beating a Dream Warrior or a Dream Boss, I collect essence, then I can exchange it for rewards at the Seer. Well, not really exchange, but I'll get rewards by doing it to her. I buy the King's Station stag after entering the Catacombs, and I defeat the, I kind of actually forgot his name, but he's just this fat wealthy guy. So I go fight the Dun Defender. I try to do a damage skip to skip this little cutscene, but I fail. I quickly defeat him, especially since I have Descending Dark, the fight isn't very long. After defeating him, he explodes, and he flies away, dropping a charm known as the Defender's Crest, which will give me a fart aura. After this, I flip this lever so that I can get Isma's Tear later, and I enter the Ancient Basin, where I get a Paylor, and I enter Broken Vessel's fight. This boss is the boss guarding Double Jump, or Monarch Wings. He's not very tough, especially with Descending Dark, so I defeat him rather quickly, and after the fight I can get Monarch Wings. This again allows me to enter many places that I could not enter without it. So after this, I go and I buy the hidden station stag, allowing me to fast travel out of the area, and I head to Queen's Station stag, which is in between the Fundle Wastes and Fort Canyon, picking up a mass shard while I'm there. I then enter Deep Nest through Fundle Core, picking up another mass shard, and I go and I challenge Nost. He's not very tricky. He imitates you, he mimics you, and tries to lure you into his den. In the background we can see that he's killed many people that look like you, but also some other creatures. So I quickly defeat him. I wouldn't say that it was particularly close, but I did go down to 2 health at some point. Anyways, I grab the Paylor, and if you guys are wondering, Paylors allow me to get more nail upgrades. But in Beast's Den, I do a wind skip. This isn't really a skip because it was intended, it's more like a shortcut. But I can go kill the first dreamer of this one, Hera the Beast. So Hera is actually, I'm pretty sure, the queen of Deep Nest or something like that. She's Hornet's mother, so this makes it so that Hornet's her half-sister, because your father, for both cases, is the Pale King, the only difference being that her mother's Hera and your mother's the White Lady. So I kill this dreamer. I mean, technically it's already dead, but you know what I mean. This gets one of the 3 seals on the Blackhead Temple, meaning that I'm 1/3 of the way to beating the game. I go to Hallownest Crown, allowing me to get another Paylor. Don't worry, I'll be using them soon to upgrade my nail. But first, I go grab Isthmus Tear, which is just acid immunity. Makes it so that I can swim through acid without taking damage. I also get 2 nail upgrades, using a ton of Paylor and I'm pretty sure 1,800 geo, or something like that. No, 2,800 geo. I go fight Norman 2, or the second Soul Warrior, so that I can get Shade Soul, the upgrade to Vengeful Spirit. This makes the spell much stronger and will make boss fights much easier. I go into Fog Canyon, pick up a Charm Notch, and challenge Uma, the boss, guarding Monomon, the teacher. Kind of dead body. Anyways, I defeat her, and I go and Dream Nail Monomon, the teacher, as Twirl, a guy that helps you beat Umu, sacrifices himself, or something like that. I don't really get how he dies, but he allows us to enter Monomon, the teacher's dreams. Unlike Hera, there isn't that much to say about Monomon. I guess that she must have been a teacher back in the day, and in her archives there are these messages and stuff, but they're kind of just gibberish. I can't really understand it. Anyways, after that, I'm able to say that there are only 1 dreamer left for me to defeat, guarded by the Watcher Knights, the next boss. So defeating them allows me to get tons of geo and a Hallownest Seal, which is equal to 450 geo. Then I go to Dream Nail Lurien, the 3rd dreamer, and the last seal to the Blackhead Temple. Again, there's not much to say about Lurien. What I do know is that she was very devoted to the king, and she stayed at the top of the City of Tears. She had this telescope or something like that, but she would watch from above, which is why she's called the Watcher. Also why the Watcher Knights are called the Watcher Knights. So now the 3rd seal to the Blackhead Temple has been destroyed, which means that I can go in there. So I head to the Blackhead Temple. The seal is now gone. So the only thing left for me to do is to defeat the Hollow Knight. I go in there, I pick up World Sense, even though I didn't show, and I free the Hollow Knight from his chains, destroying them all. He's tied up here. He was the vessel, so he was actually meant to contain the infection, except the Pale King did one thing wrong. He showed him too much affection, I believe. He made him develop feelings, because for the pure vessel to be a good vessel, he had to have no mind to think, no will to break, and some other stuff. Anyways, I beat him, and I watch as infection gets out of him, and I start absorbing all the infection. A cool thing here is that there's a little flash of the radiance that's about to appear as you finish sucking up the infection. So, here it is right here. Yeah, you can see it. Anyways, I've now become the Hollow Knight. I've sucked up all the infection. Hopefully, unlike the last one, I'm going to be able to contain it all. So my eyes are filled with it. Chains go around me just like they did with the Hollow Knight. And the infection is sealed. It seems that there isn't an actual seal to the Blackhead Temple. And it seems that now I get a message proving you played skillfully and proved that you have a steel soul. It's really nice that you get a message from Team Cherry, but that's cool. Anyways, I'm then able to see that I got the achievements for Steel Soul and Speedrun 2. I got 44% in 2 hours and 37 minutes and 58 seconds. So now, I'm not done yet. I still have to get 100%. I pick up Shape of Un, I pick up Boulder Shell, and I summon the Grim Troop. I then go pick up Joni's Blessing, and get, I'm pretty sure, Cyclone Slash. This ability will make, is just a nail art. I'm not going to use it. Anyways, I go fight Gorp, one of the Dream Warriors. I defeat him, I get some essence, and then I go see Grim. I get the Grim Shroud, and I purchase a Mass Shard at Slice. I also get Gathering Swarm from Sly, and I also get Howling Wraith, the third spell, which is the upward spell. And when it's upgraded, the most powerful of the 3. So I also pick up the Love Key and get the Queen's Gardens stat station, as well as fight Marmu, one of the Dream Warriors, again getting more essence. And having gotten all the stat stations, I can go to the stat nest and pick up a Vessel Fragment. I can also go defeat these Grimkin to level up my Grim Child, and go fight the Enraged Guardian, defeating him, getting a ton of Geo, and picking up a Master Shard. I also go pick up a Master Shard in Royal Waterways. I go pick up Dashmaster, I go save Greta, and I challenge Outer Who, another Dream Warrior. But I do it without Shade Cloak, which makes the fight a little harder. Anyways, I buy Fragile Heart, Fragile Greed, and Fragile Strength from Ledge Eater. These charms usually break once you die, but I don't need to worry about that since I'm in Steel Soul mode. I also picked up a Hallownest Seal and a ton of Geo at Grubfather before picking up a Mass Shard in Bretta's house. After you save Bretta, her house is unlocked, allowing you to get this Mass Shard. Complete another Master Force. I get Stalwart Shell and Heavy Blow at Slice, as well as Sprint Master. Each charm is worth 1%, so this is a really big deal. I also get a Vessel Fragment at Slice, allowing me to complete my first little soul vessel that'll insert itself right next to my bigger one. I also get Wayward Compass from a Zelda, before getting Great Slash, my second nail art, from Paintmaster Shield. This another nail art. I won't really be using this. I get Thorns of Agony, and to go challenge another Grymkin who I kill, absorbing Second Flame. I then go pick up the Hunter's Journal, which is like an enemy guide. I don't really need this, but I take it anyways. I also get a Mash Shard right after Nowise's fight, before Dorian fighting Nowise, another one of the Dream Warriors. I go defeat her, allowing me to get some essence before fighting Massive Moss Charger. This fight's pretty fast, especially since I have all these upgrades. He's more like a tutorial-ish boss. But I get a bit of geo, and past this fight I can get a Vessel Fragment before going to the Seer, which allows me to get a Halonest Seal and a Palor, as well as another Vessel Fragment. I go fight another Grymkin, who I defeat, absorbing the third flame I need for the first form of Grimchild, before getting another Vessel Fragment. I picked up Glowing Womb, another charm, before going and beating Field Champion, the Dream of the False Knight, where he's just a tad bit stronger. I also go to Salubraz, going on a shopping spree. I buy plenty of charms from her, which include Swan Lifeblood Charm, Long Nail, Quick Focus, as well as 3 different charm notches, which is going to allow me to equip many charms that I won't be showing in the future. I will be equipping Unbreakable Strength and Unbreakable Heart and a few other charms like Spell Twister or Shaman Stone or Soul Eater. And I also go fight Horned Sentinel. So here I'm actually going to show the full fight because I somehow managed to beat her hitless. I was actually quite worried. I thought to myself, maybe I won't have enough hearts. In retrospect, I definitely have enough hearts, and I didn't even need to worry. I didn't get hit a single time. Horned Sentinel's the rematch for Hornet's fight. Here she's starting the King's Brand, which is this thing that blocks the entrance to where you can get Shade Cloak and Abyss Shriek. Shade Cloak being the upgrade to Dash, also known as Shadow Dash. It allows you to dash through enemies, not through objects, but mostly just through enemies, and through Shade Gates, which is this special thing that you can only pass through using a Shadow Dash. Anyways, with all my upgrades, especially Unbreakable Strength and Shaman Stone Descending Dark, her fight goes by pretty quick, allowing me to get the King's Brand. Yeah, so now Halonest will recognize me as their leader. I also go get Dash Slash from Nailmaster Oro. I won't be using this, just like the other 2 nail arts. Before getting Quick Slash, which allows me to hit stuff a lot faster, and which I use to hit Bardoon's butt extremely fast. Before going and fighting the Collector. This boss fight, I'm also going to show the entirety of it, simply because, just like the other boss fight, Horned Sentinel, I beat him hitless. It's not very hard. Or at least, this isn't as easy as beating him Radiant, because firstly, he has less health than Radiant. All Radiant boss fights have extra health. And all the little buds coming out of the jars that fall from the sky, they aren't the upgraded ones that you have to deal with in his Radiant fight. And Ascended fight, mind you. He's made out of Void, and which makes it so that you can't get Soul from striking him, and he mostly just jumps around the arena the entire fight. Pretty boring boss fight in general, but I beat him quickly enough. He also laughs like a maniac the entire time, so that's a bit annoying. Even for his boss fight, the song, they just took, I think, the song that plays when you fight Umu, except they edited it. Anyways, I got the Collector's Map, which displays every grub on the map, and I can't show you guys the Coliseum footage and the footage of me getting Shadow Dash and Abyss Shriek because it was glitched, so it was really laggy. But I also get Lifeblood Core and upgrade my Grimchild. Before Dorian fighting Flute Worm, I show the entire fight because Abyss Shriek just shreds this boss. Anyways, I get Flute Nest, a charm, and Nailmaster's Story from Sly before Dorian saying hi to Jin and collecting a Pelor, as well as a King's Idol at Grubfather. I go to the Seer, getting Dreamgate, which is another form of fast travel where I can set one down at a specific location and then teleport there whenever I want. Before getting Soul Eater in the Catacombs, and Deep Focus in the Crystal Peaks, as well as Fury of the Fallen in King's Pass, defeating the Dreamkin while I'm there. I then go challenge another Dreamkin, beating him, and going to go fight Markoth, my least favorite boss in this game, defeating him pretty quickly with all my current equipment, getting some Dream Essence, and fighting White Defender, the dream boss of Dun Defender, defeating him to get even more essence. Anyways, he goes and he pleads. He's actually one of the 5 Great Knights of Hallownest, just like Hegemore and Isma. He's the only one I'm pretty sure, other than the Dream Warner, who's still alive. So here I get another nail upgrade, and I go kill the Nailsmith, getting the achievement, before spending a final moment with Twirl and defeating the 3rd Grimkin that I need to go fight Grim. I go fight Grim. He's a very polite guy. He goes, and with the most aura possible, he flits his fingers, summoning the stage behind him, and bows, triggering the fight. I defeat him pretty quickly. He explodes, reappears, and gives me a Charm Notch, as well as an upgraded Grimchild. I go fight Lostkin, Broken Vessel's Dream. I don't really get how Broken Vessel had a dream, since he's kind of dead, and it's just infection that goes into him that controls the body. But anyways, I go fight the Trader Lord, one of the mandatory bosses, to get the true ending. Defeating him, I'm going to go say hi to my mother, the White Lady, who gives me half of a charm. Not a very great reward, but at least it's something. This charm is Tinsel, the charm that I need to upgrade later. So I go to the Seer, I get an Arcane Egg, I get a Mash Shard, as well as the Awoken Dream Nail. Another one of the things that you need to get true ending, which is just defeating the Radiance. I go fight Galleon, another Dream Warrior. He's all the way back in Deep Nest. His fight's not too hard. I quickly defeat him, especially when you have a Abyss Shriek. His fight's super easy. I go get the Trampas, I go get Weaver Song, and I get a Vessel Fragment after this platforming section that I do on my first attempt, mind you, before getting Sharp Shadow and entering the Hive. And another area in this game. There's not really much to do, just a few grubs, and I think later a Grimkin that you have to get when you want to fight Nightmare King Grim. So I go and I fight Hive Knight. This fight's also pretty short, and I also beat him hitless. I was actually quite surprised. This is not necessarily the 3rd boss that I beat hitless, but the 3rd kind of hard boss that I beat hitless. So his main attacks are just to appear behind you and try to swipe, dash across the screen, send tons of bees cascading down from the sky, jump around, and summon these little spiky honey balls from the sky that shoot spikes at you. Anyways, I take him down pretty quickly. And watch as he explodes. He's not really dead, but he just falls to the ground in front of his Queen Vespa. I grab Hive Blood, and I donate 3,000 gil to this random well of the Pale King, getting the final vessel fragment that I'll need, which allows me to have the final little vessel next to my big one. I go when I enter the White Palace. I'm not going to show most of the stuff that I do here, but I am going to show you the skip that I do. Saves a lot of time, as well as this skip that I do. Not really a skip though. And not this skip too, but there's two parts to skip. Not only that part, but also this part. As well as me going into the secret area. I'm pretty sure his workshop or something. Before watching him fall off his throne, sitting on it, and picking up the second half of the chainsaw, allowing me to have the chainsaw. This charm is not very good. It constantly gives you soul, not full soul, but a little bit of soul over time, but it costs 5 notches. So I go into my birthplace and get told that I'm not good enough, as well as getting rejected by my father. And I mean, my brother doesn't really have any emotions, so why would he save me? But I fall all the way back, and the chainsaw transforms into the Void Heart after I'm told that I am the Hollow Knight. Now I can head directly to the Radiance, but first I go see Grubfather, pick up Rubberfly's Allergy, and tons of jail. Hornet goes and hits the Hollow Knight. I dream of the Hollow Knight, and I finally enter his dream, where I challenge the Radiance. The sun turns into these giant moth. So the Radiance is actually just a giant moth, but there's a title for the fight. The only other boss that has a title is Nightmare King Grim the first time you fight him. But anyways, I quickly deal with the first phase where nothing much happens, the second phase where spikes start appearing, then the third phase where it goes to center and makes these swords fall down from the sky. Start the fourth phase, which I complete rather quickly, especially since the first time that he appears, he'll always go to the center, the lower middle platform. And now the final phase is just the climb. So I just need to climb extremely high while it tries to snipe me. But now I strike it, and I've done it. I've 100%ed the game Steel Soul mode, as well as on the true ending, which I didn't actually have to do. I had 100% before I even started with all the chainsaw, or at least what I mean is I didn't have to hit chainsaw and I would have had 100% anyways. But I transform into this void monster, slapping the Radiance, as me and the Hollow Knight, we drag it down, killing it. I get this cutscene where Void goes around the entrance of the Blackhead Temple, spreading around. There's also a little scene in the Blackhead Temple where we see these Lumify lanterns and Hornet. So Hornet's just there lying on the ground. But Hornet's going to twitch a little bit before getting up, looking around, and seeing the skull or the mask of the Hollow Knight broken. Then we have a scene of the Abyss, where all of our siblings, also discarded away by the Pale King, go back into the ground. It's as if they saw what we did or something. But as you can see, the floor is littered with bones or masks or skulls, whatever you like to call them. It's really sad how the Philippine just killed tons of people for his goal, and then it failed because he showed too much love. So I get the same message at the end from Team Cherry. Congratulations, you have proved that you have a steel soul, and I get the Steel Heart achievement, as well as 103% in 7 hours, 1 minute, and 35 seconds. Thank you! Like and subscribe.